Today's video is sponsored by Cook Unity. More on them later. I'm sharing 3 major reasons to declutter your home now in today's video. Hello everyone, Jennifer here, and welcome back to the Daily Connoisseur. In my book, Lessons from Madame Chic, one of the most motivational chapters is called Clutter is So Not Chic. In this video, we're going to analyze why that is. Why are we bothered by clutter? There's actually 3 major reasons that affect our energy and even our physicality. So let's get into those 3 reasons now, and hopefully by the time this video is finished, you're going to want to declutter several parts of your home. Reason number 1 to declutter your home now is that clutter drains your energy. This is actually scientifically backed, researched fact. This is not some woo-woo thing that we might tell ourselves. It's actually true. Clutter can drain our energy. So I have some research here from the National Library of Medicine that shows disorganization and clutter have a cumulative effect on our brains. So I'm going to be reading to you what I found from this study. Our brains like order, and constant visual reminders of disorganization drain our cognitive resources, reducing our ability to focus. The visual distraction of clutter increases cognitive overload and can reduce our working memory. So if you think about this, okay, you're looking at a room and there's clutter everywhere. Your brain is not able to focus on what it needs to because it's being distracted, and it is actually experiencing cognitive overload that reduces your memory because of the clutter. Check out this. In 2011, neuroscience researchers using fMRI, which means functional magnetic resonance imaging, and other physiological measurements found clearing clutter from the home and work environment resulted in a better ability to focus and process information, as well as increased productivity. So when the clutter is there, it's draining your energy. When it's not there, people are more focused and they're more productive. I think some people are more sensitive to this than others. I'm definitely one of those sensitive souls, and I've talked about this in my videos before, where I really feel it if a room is out of order. It bothers me. And by the way, there are several parts in my home, hotspots I call them, where I still struggle with clutter. So I'm not saying my home is perfect, but I am really impacted by clutter and mess. Clutter creates stagnant, stuck energy in our spaces. And when we declutter, we begin to circulate the energy in our homes more, and this directly impacts our own energy too. It's simple. Releasing the clutter shifts the energy. So for example, when you open your refrigerator and you see it cluttered with expired food, rotten food, food that you haven't eaten in a long time, you feel that. It makes you lose your appetite. There's just like a stagnant energy in the refrigerator. But throwing out the expired products, cleaning the shelves, replacing them with fresh food impacts the energy of the refrigerator, of your food, of yourself. Everyone has experienced this. Before I get my groceries delivered, I love cleaning out the refrigerator and getting it ready for the new food, because I don't want to put that new food in a space where there's a bunch of stagnant old food energy. You know what I mean? Before we move on to the next 2 major reasons, I want to tell you about Cook Unity, who have kindly sponsored today's video. One of the most difficult parts about running a home is providing healthy, nutritious meals for your family every single day. 3 meals a day usually. And so I love getting help in that area, and Cook Unity is an amazing resource. Cook Unity is the first chef-to-consumer platform delivering freshly prepared, pre-selected meals right to your door weekly. So you go to Cook Unity's website and you select your preferences. You tell them what you like, what you don't like. They have all sorts of filters that you could use for the type of diet you may be on, including vegan, paleo, gluten-free options. Then you choose your meals. There's hundreds of options. The meals arrive fresh on your doorstep. All you have to do is heat and plate them. This is perfect for busy people who are trying to declutter their homes. The Cook Unity meals were all delicious. Every single one I would highly recommend. My favorite from this week was the roasted salmon with the truffle mash, but it was really hard to choose because they were all so delicious. I love that the meals are the right portion sizes, the right amount of calories and nutritional content, and made by chefs. So it is an amazing service. I highly recommend them. The subscription is super flexible and you can pause, skip, or cancel at any time. So go to cookunity.com/connoisseur or click the link in the description and use my code Connoisseur50 to get 50% off your first order of Cook Unity meals to try them out for yourself. And thank you to Cook Unity for sponsoring this video. Major reason number 2 to declutter your home now is because clutter causes stress. Yes, it's true. Clutter can make us feel stressed, anxious, and depressed. So I have some research here from 2009 that found that levels of the stress hormone cortisol were higher in mothers whose home environment was cluttered. A chronically cluttered home environment can lead to a constant low-grade fight or flight response, taxing our resources designed for survival. I fully believe this because I experienced this myself. So when testing these mothers, they found that their cortisol levels were elevated if they were in a cluttered environment. And if you think of us as human beings on the most basic level, the universe is a universe of order, right? The sun rises and sets. The tides roll in, the tides roll out. There's no chaos in the universe. We expect what's going to happen in the day and it happens. And we as humans need order in order to feel stable. So when we are in a chaotic and cluttered environment, our cortisol levels are elevated. Isn't that amazing? So this fight or flight response that we go into when we are in a cluttered environment can trigger physical and psychological changes that affect how we fight colds, how we digest our food, as well as leaving us at greater risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Can you believe this? Surprisingly, it doesn't go away when we finally get to bed. People who sleep in cluttered rooms are more likely to have sleep problems, including difficulty falling asleep and being disturbed during the night. Clutter not only affects us on a physical level, but it can also affect our sleep at night, which of course in turn affects us on a physical level, making us more stressed. Here's a great definition of clutter from Joseph Ferrari, who is a professor of psychology at DePaul University. He says, clutter is an overabundance of possessions that collectively create chaotic and disorderly living spaces. There's that word again, disorder. Here's a study published in Current Psychology that finds a substantial link between procrastination and clutter problems in all age groups. If you are living in a cluttered environment, you're more likely to procrastinate, and that naturally leads to stress. Why? Because we are not getting what we need to done, and that is stressful. Procrastination is the mental equivalent of sweeping dirt under the rug. You know it's there. You can't relax because you know that you have to eventually take care of it. The third major reason to declutter your home now is that clutter can affect your weight. So yes, it is affecting us on a physical level in this way as well. Multiple studies have found a link between clutter and poor eating choices. So here's something from the Social Science Research Network, and they say disorganized and messy environments led participants in one study to eat more snacks, eating twice as many cookies than participants in an organized kitchen environment. Other research has shown that being in a messy room will make you twice as likely to eat a chocolate bar than an apple. So people who are in cluttered environments are making poor food choices. They're snacking more, and it's actually affecting their weight. Finally, as part of this study, it says people with extremely cluttered homes are 77% more likely to be overweight. They say tidy homes have been found to be a predictor of physical health. Participants whose houses were cleaner were more active and had better physical health, according to another study by Indiana University. So if your house is clean and tidy, chances are you are taking part in that a bit. Even if you have professional cleaners who help you, you're still doing some work every day, going around, being active, and tidying up your space. If you're on top of your clutter on a regular basis, you're doing the same thing. This really rings true because if you think about the prior tip, where a cluttered home causes people to procrastinate more. When you are procrastinating, what are you usually doing? Usually you're eating something. A lot of people like to procrastinate that way by having snacks or maybe binge watching a television show or something like that, which usually involves snacks as well. So this all makes sense. Everything is correlated. There is an energy flow in the house, and we must keep the energy flowing well. Now, I have to impress upon you that this is something that I am constantly working on. I don't believe that decluttering is a one and done deal. I have hot spots in my home that I regularly need to go through. Sometimes there will be weeks where they are cluttered and the energy is stagnant, I'm feeling that stress, and I then finally tackle it. So I go through this as well. It's not just you. And in fact, most people watching this video probably clicked on it because they have some clutter issues in their home. So I don't want you to feel discouraged. Oftentimes I like studies like this that kind of wake me up because it really propels you to make a change. I used to love watching the show How Clean Is Your House? It's like an old English show about cleaning your house. And whenever I watched that show, I was so horrified. I was horrified into action. So I would then go and declutter and clear surfaces because I didn't want to be living like the horror story situations on the television. So sometimes this type of video is very helpful, and I certainly hope that it was with you. I would love to know your clutter story. What do you struggle with? Do you have any experience with this? Has clutter affected your energy, your stress, your weight? Let us know in the comment section down below. Let's declutter our homes together. Thank you so much for watching. I'd like to thank Cook Unity for sponsoring today's video. So go to cookunity.com/connoisseur or click the link in the description and use my code Connoisseur50 to get 50% off your first order of Cook Unity meals to try them out for yourself. Thank you for joining me today. Keep calm and remain classy, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.